Hi, welcome to the channel. It's mid-January, it's cold, it's rainy, it's wet, and today I'm going to be using that to show you just how easy it is to propagate Limelight Hydrangeas. I've got one out here that is time to be propagated and cut back, and I'm going to show you how we can cut this back, how you can root it, and you can have them for your yard later on. So as you can see, we've let this go a pretty good amount. I'm going to cut back a good amount, and I'm going to use each of these nodes. So you can look right here and see these nodes, and each one of these are going to make another plant. So I'm going to leave this on. It's not necessary, but I'm going to look at the plant and I'm going to try and decide where all I want to cut back. Now, what we're doing today is old wood cuttings, and that is this brown part right here that you see. It's gone dormant. It's the perfect time to plant these or plant as to propagate and just store to the side. So I'm going to show you, we're going to cut these and we'll show you how easy these are. So I'm just going to come back and I'm going to pick a spot where I want. Now I'm going to come just above this node and I'm going to cut that. And the reason that I'm going to do that is when the node is cut just above the node, when the stick is cut, there's no reason for the plant to send anything up past the node. So this spring, it'll start sprouting out where that was. Now I've got a bucket right here. This is not necessary, but it's something I like to do. I just take my cuttings and I put them in a little bit of water. And the reason that I do that is this is a hard enough shock on these cuttings. I'm gonna let them sit for a couple of hours before I propagate. Again, I'm gonna come in, I kinda know where I wanna cut these back. I'm actually doing a dual purpose today. We are cutting these back for a better look in the spring, and we're also getting plants that we can sell at the market. You can see how easy these are. Some are going to be bigger than others. It's really not going to matter. But on each one of these that I'm cutting back, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 plants that I'm going to get on each stalk that I cut. And again, nothing major that you have to do other than just cut above that node. I'm shaping up the tree at the same time that I'm getting my propagation. Now, if you have somebody in the family that likes crafts, these are great for that. I have some friends that actually take these and will ask me for some, and they'll just put them in a vase and have them in the house like that. Today, we're not going to be giving any of those to them because we're going to be doing this. But if you have plenty of clippings, you can definitely use them for that. Just come in here and get these done. Again, every one of these is going to give me roughly 5 clippings. And I know that some of you all out there are probably saying, what in the world are you going to be doing with that many clippings? Well, you're not going to have 100% success rate on this. You're going to have probably 80 if you do this the way that I'm showing you. But you want to be able to have part of them that aren't. You've always got to factor in a failure rate no matter what, because you never know what could happen. We've had that massive cold weather. The greenhouse could drop down in temps. We could have issues with that. But at the end of the day, you get all of these. If you get enough, like my dad would say, it's the shotgun effect. If you cut enough, then a certain percentage are going to survive. These are absolutely beautiful plants. We have a really success when we sell these. And these will all be available probably around the fall. I don't really like to plant anything where we're at in the spring. And the main reason for that is these plants, and a lot of people in success with plants, if you plant these in the spring in the deep south where we're at, the plant is so focused on trying to get all of the flowers and the leaves out in the summer that the roots don't really take. They don't have time to really grow. So these will sit in the pot. I'll sell them in the fall. You put them in the fall, and then the roots have all winter to get integrated into the ground, and then in the next spring up comes a stable plant. I'm going to finish clipping these, and then we're going to head to the greenhouse and we'll show you how to get these done. Okay, we're back in the greenhouse. We've let these soak for a couple of hours down at this end, and I have gone ahead to save time and I've cut up a bunch of these, and I've got them soaking in water. Now, a lot of people may wonder about water, and I have talked about it in the past. All of our water is from a well, so it's the same thing as rainwater, but I've got these soaking in here. Okay, so there's two ways I'm going to show you right now how you can go ahead and get these rooted. Okay, both ways are going to be successful. They've worked for me both ways, but right now I just want to show you all exactly how easy this is to do. Limelight hydrangeas. Okay, I'm going to grab one of these, and one of the things that I want to show you that's important is the farther down you go, the more length there's going to be between the nodes, okay? And the reason I say that is the first method I'm going to show you, you're going to want the ones here at the bottom, and that's because you're going to want to plant them. An important thing to also know about these hydrangeas, or any hydrangea that you plant, is that you don't have to have a double node. So when I say that, a lot of plants, you're going to have a node here for your roots and a piece here, a node to be able to put the leaves out. You're not. So when you cut these, you can actually get more out of them. So you can cut this like this, and you've got one. Okay, now here's one thing that I want to show you that's very important. When you're cutting any type of plant and you're going to be cutting at the top of the node, don't cut up here. Okay, I see so many people that propagate and they do that. Okay, all that's going to do is this. Your energy from your plant, when it comes up and it tries to sprout out leaves, it's going to bypass this node and it's going to go up here to the top. And it's going to be looking around and it's not going to produce anything up here. And then everything in the nutrients, everything that is involved in that are going to have to come back down to here. Okay, that's wasted space. That also allows fungus and anything else to get in and cause an issue. So when you're propagating, propagate and leave it like that. That way, when this takes off, the nutrients are going to get right here and things are going to start sprouting. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to make that my poker. And the first method we're going to do is I'm just going to take a basic plant, a basic pot like this, and I'm going to do nothing but just poke holes in here just like this. Okay, this is 1/3 compost, 1/3 perlite, 1/3 pro mix. All I'm going to do is come in. Again, they don't need a node at the bottom, node at the top. Okay, poke it in there. This is what I was talking about when you want the longer ones, because you want to get them down in the ground. Okay, down in that potting mix. Again, right here. This has been pre-wet. It's easier to work with. And don't be afraid to put 4 or 5 in here. Okay, there's 5. And let's go with 6. Okay. Now I want you to notice there's no rooting hormone. There's no specific way, no crazy way that I've done that. That is it. You can take this right now. You can put this outside and leave it. And in the spring, it will sprout. Okay, now let's say, okay, I don't know about that, Lann. That seems a little odd. You're going to need some rooting hormone. Okay, so we'll do another 5 with the rooting hormone. Okay, Take Root is one of the best, but I also use Root Boost. So I don't have any preference. Rooting hormone is rooting hormone. I like to try this both ways, and here's why. If you have a plant that you are constantly catering to, and you're having to put hormones on it and anything else, it's probably not going to be a really strong plant. So this is my first year in the greenhouse. I'm going to be doing a compare and contrast, as you've seen in my other videos, where I see which one works best. So we're going to take the rooting hormone. We're not going to do anything because that's a fresh cut. I'm going to dip it down in there. See that? That's all it is to it. Okay. We're going to go ahead and fill these up. Okay. Hydrangeas are really easy to propagate. if you do just these little steps. There are some times when it's not that good, but you don't have to scrape the bark and easy. My grandmother would take her hydrangea stem and she would lay it down and she would break the leaves off where the node was. She would put a little bit of dirt on top and put a brick. That's simple. She'd come back in 6 months, she'd clip it and give it to her friends in the garden club or whatever she was doing at the time. Okay, now that has rooting hormone. Okay, that's another way. We've got both of those done. Now, I want to get a large amount of them this year on the farm, so I have a tray. And what I'm going to be doing with this tray right here is I'm going to take every one of these and I'm going to put them in. I'm not using any rooting hormone. I'm not going to use anything. I am just going to take these and I'm going to poke them in. Okay, just like this. I'll go in, I'm going to make a little hole for each one, and this is all I'm going to do. Okay, this is going to allow me to see what is going to happen with these. May not have a lot of success. I'm pretty sure I'm going to. I'm going to cut some of these off. They're a little bit longer than I want. That's all you need. Okay, poke that in, and that's all you have to do. I'm going to fill this up. We're going to take this. We're going to leave this in the greenhouse just to do a compare and contrast. Probably going to trim these back. I think I am going to trim these back a little bit. I don't want them sticking up quite that high. I'm going to stick that in there. Okay. I'm going to fill this up. Give me just a second. Okay, so we have put all of the cuttings in the cells. I have 72 right here. I soaked them really well. And then I've got the pots that I told you about. As I said, this is how easy the hydrangeas are. I'm going to take these and leave them in here. There's no rooting hormone. It's just straight in these seed cells. I'm going to take them. I'm going to put them right here. That's it. That's all there is to it. I'm going to take these and put them right here. These will go outside a little bit later. Wind's blowing today. I'm going to hold off until tomorrow to put them out. Those are going to go outside. These are going to stay inside here. As I always tell you all, I'm a compare and contrast type guy. We're going to see which ones do better. Expect an update video down the road to tell you a little bit more about these. Any questions, concerns, please let me know. Hit the thumbs up. Tell somebody about our channel. Subscribe. Have a great week.